yards.
Dallas, Texas, and the Texas State Fair. And for the better part of a century, the Sooners and Longhorns have defined conferences, national titles, and how regions of the country are perceived based on the outcome of this game. When these two meet, everybody pays attention. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Longhorns will kick it off to get us underway. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Oklahoma Sooners offense takes the field to start this game off. Guys, this rivalry has been intense, and over the years, there's always a back and forth with these offenses.
And they live so close near each other in proximity, obviously. They go to the same high schools. They visit the same school, Jesse. This game always means a lot.
Yeah, look, it's Boomer, Sooner, and Hook'em, right? This is one of the best rivalry games in all of college football. There's just always a different energy when these two teams meet.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. They'll give it to him again. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Caught in the backfield, it's McIntyre. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Line getting set on 2nd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a 1st down.
And how about that call? You're right around midfield, 4th down on your opening drive, so you run the football and you put your trust and confidence in your offensive line up front to get it done and keep your offense on the field. That is impressive.
1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the back. Trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33.
That didn't bust for a long one, but now 3rd down becomes very manageable. It's not 3rd in eternity. Now the whole playbook, short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
Hand off from the shotgun. And the defense knew exactly where that 1st down line was, and they stopped him short. A field goal attempt from here would just be 48 yards, but they'll try to move the chains on 4th down and short. The quarterback scrambled around, but the defense able to scramble him and turn it into a sack. The Longhorns offense will go to work for the 1st time today. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football in a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want, and you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much he'll test that cornerback on the other side.
You know, there's a saying, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
The Longhorns come to the line in the hurry-up.
That's a really nice-looking catch, you know, and it's shocking when you think about Texas Longhorn football. Not a lot of names jump out at you when you think about great wide receivers here, right? Yeah, Roy Williams, Jordan Shipley, not too many. This guy, though, I think has a chance to be special. This guy could go down in Texas history as one of the all-time greats.
Wants to throw. It's Manning. Throws to the back. They're working that left side. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. This Red River rivalry has such a history of great finishes, and the Longhorns pulled that one out last year, David.
Yeah, they found a way to get it done. And listen, this route...
Deep shot for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. Winner of this game dons the golden hat, but you know, Jesse, only David could wear the golden hat among the three of us because there's no way either of us should put a hat on the kind of heads of hair we have.
Well, I've also understood that the hat's like a triple XL, and we know David's got a big dome, and that's probably the only reason why he would wear it. But I'll tell you what, these players, they think about trying that old sucker on after this game all year long, David.
Yeah, and trophies matter. I mean, this is something at the end of games. People run, you see, they go grab them, they put them on their heads. It means something to these kids.
Never a doubt. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drop. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
Tackled immediately after the catch. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Offense gets set for second down. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29. They'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And the Sooners get enough for the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Feeling some heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. After the misfire, it's 2nd and 10. Off play action. Pocket starts to collapse. Finds space on the right.
And I love QBs that understand when they need to put some extra sauce on the football. You see your guys sit down in the zone, running a curl, boom, fire that puppy to him, get it on him now so he can catch it before he gets destroyed. Nice job.
Off he goes. At the 20. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And the defense lets the big tight end get behind him, and you could see it. When he saw his tight end streaking down the field. He had to throw it up in the air, let him go make a play. He does it. Big play for this offense.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Moore. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here on the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
Fast motion from the offense. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Throws to the tight end. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Good job on defense, getting a hand on it, tipping it up in the air. They weren't able to pick it off, but they do force the incompletion.
Now the play fake. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Trying to escape and get it himself. And the defense is there to stop him short of the first down. The Longhorns send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they were really...
The ball pops out. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Motion from the offense. He's looking to throw it.
And a really good job focusing on the catch. A lot of people get lost on their feet, trying to stay in bounds, but did a good job catching the football first and then getting that one foot they needed in bounds.
Off the play fake. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. We reach the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the 2nd. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. Looking downfield, it's Manning. They're trying to get to him. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Never had a chance. What coverage to get down there and knock him down inside the 10. The Sooner offense returns to the field. This time, they need to take care of the ball and maybe extend this lead, David.
And I think you got to look at the positive, Reese. You still got the lead. Now take care of the football. Put a nice drive together, Jesse. You don't have to stress. We're still winning.
I feel like they think that player for player, they're the better unit on the field right now. They just got to make more plays.
Makes the stop at the 30, but a big 15-yard pickup gets him out of trouble. Now on 1st down from the 30. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there. Went up top on 2nd down. That leaves him needing a yard here on 3rd down. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
No doubt, offense wants to keep running the football to win this game, but I'm wondering if they're starting to go to the well too often. They've got to start showing some new wrinkles here inside.
They'll put the tight end in motion. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Finds his tight end. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's 3rd down from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The Sooners decide to punt it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. comes the Texas offense back on the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field, find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. He hurls one deep down the left side. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Longhorns will line up to punt it away. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Got his man. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. This is the type of play that can give the offense momentum. 3rd and short from inside the 20. Trying to get to him. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. The Sooners will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He only needs a sliver of daylight. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Texas offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points, start thinking.
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in the hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Incomplete, and man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception. And the Longhorns will bring the punt team onto the field. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Here's the handoff. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. This offense has a 2nd down play. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. Barishnikov should be so sweet. He goes out of bounds, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what this one's about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. 1st down here for the offense. Keep it on the ground. Makes a man miss. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a 1st down. They'll run play action. Gets it out fast. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain. Guys, you never want to sound the upset alert bell too early, but might be time to at least know where the button is for it.
Know where the button is, and listen, there's no need to panic yet, but if you're the unranked team, just like this, when you're playing a better team, you want to come in and you want to hang around, Jesse, and they're doing just that, staying in this game and have a lead.
Yeah, the unranked team, they've been playing with more intensity in this one. And I think if you're a leader right now on the ranked squad.
And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown Sooners! Lining up to add another.
My man, get him the ball. He will do the rest. Catches the football, walks into the end zone. Feed that man the rock.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. Wow, this offense is just stuck in the mud. They've already punted 4 times, and it's 3rd down now. Back to throw, it's Manning. Wide open downfield. Turns it on down the left side. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Texas!
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag, and that receiver might have used a push-off to get free.
And the offensive player had to commit pass interference on that play. You saw the defender jump the throw. The defender was in position to make an interception, so the offensive player had to do something to break it up.
Getting some heat. Got it in the middle, it's Davis. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
You know, it's going to be so important for this offense to get better up front protecting and try to give this quarterback a pocket to throw from, because David, right now in that last play, he had no chance.
Yeah, and step one in stopping a good passing attack is always being able to affect the quarterback. And it's not always with sacks, and sometimes it's with pressures, but when you get the sacks and now you get them behind the sticks and put them in more predictable situations, that is exactly what you want from your defense.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between 3rd down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most.
We're ready to get it started here in the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half. Afterburner's coming. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Longhorns moving quickly to the line.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running.
A shot for the end zone. And it's put in danger, and it's picked off. Great job by the freshman. Kept his eyes in the right place and made the play.
You know, as a defensive back, you want to force the quarterback to make plays way outside, towards the sideline. That's a long throw. It requires a lot of arm strength and a lot of touch at the same time. Great job forcing the play out wide, making the big interception.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Line gets set, first down. Wide receiver shows motion. He wants to throw it. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Dealing with a 2nd and 10 from the 20. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. It's complete to the left. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And the Sooners will send out the punt unit. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this route.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Movement here from the tight end. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Leaves it with the back. Plows through the defense. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
It's really frustrating when you get a guy in a spot. He's in the hole. He's there to do his job. And you can't get the guy on the ground. That's your job. Get him on the ground. You know, especially a guy that's not a huge back. You got to make that tackle. You can't make it easy on the offense where now they got a manageable situation.
Discards a man. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. The Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
Snagged in the middle. It's Davis. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one. Give to the back. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the first down. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Bunch formation trying to confuse the secondary. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Firing to the right, complete. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
It's a really nice throw. It's so impressive watching this Oklahoma passing attack now. And you think back to Bob Stoops taking over as head coach in 1999 and bringing with him the air raid offense, a style of passing attack that still wasn't very prevalent in college football at the time, but since then they've always had good quarterback play, guys that could play up tempo, make good decisions. This dude right here, he fits in perfectly with what they're trying to do, throwing the ball in one market.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
And the defense had his hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. They really have no choice here. This is a no-brainer. You go for it here on this fourth down. They'll run the sneak for it. The Sooners will have a first down.
I think that's a big advantage of having a tiny quarterback, right? Is he can find little creases to wedge his body into to pick up short yardage plays like that on the QB sneak on fourth down.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. After the misfire, it's second down. To the ground with the back. Across the 25, he's got room. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the ball.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now, what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oklahoma! They just took the air out of that thing. That might be an understatement. They took the ball away and just wore down, just grinded away at that defense.
It took a lot of time off the clock in the process as well. I'm impressed with the physicality up front of this offense, because that's where it all starts. If you're going to march the ball down the field like they just did, you've got to be dominating in the trenches, and they are doing that in this game right now.
And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
From the gun, the running back has it. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the third quarter. We reach the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Pulls and fires complete. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Now on 2nd and short after that pickup. To throw, it's Manning. Get it out on the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the 1st down.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You got to put some points up on the board. This is where all 11 guys need to be playing together as one.
The Longhorns are on the move. Wide out in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
And this is really the story of the game. This offense has no chance in the passing game because they cannot protect the quarterback. All game long, he's been under duress. You got to give the defense time.
And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. He wants to throw it again. Finds the tight end. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. 3rd and short now from their own 48. The play action fake. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. He's got a 1st down and maybe a lot more. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And the Longhorns will line it up on 1st and 10. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Grabbed over the middle. It's Butler. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. And the Longhorns want to move quickly. They go to the ground. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. Running back goes in motion. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Finds the big tight end. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
And even though they're trailing here in the 4th quarter, they've got a quarterback that can bring them back, but they need him now to play his A-plus level of football. We saw a nice completion on that last 3rd down. Let's see.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Longhorn! Well, how about that? And after that touchdown, we might have a finish after all, Jesse.
I love it, Reese, and this team is not quitting. Yeah, they're down on the scoreboard right now, but they are clawing and they are scratching their way back in this game. They're going to keep going hard until this clock reads all 0.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play call. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Here comes the offense on second down. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Tackled, but he has a first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
His running backs have all kind of success. Now we're getting later in the game. We got to make sure we get some stops, get the ball back to our offense.
Quarterback will audible. On second down, he'll let it fly. And he just flat missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw.
This guy is very proud about his accuracy. That's why he's one of the better quarterbacks in all of college football. And that time, ball just got away from him a little bit. It's going to set up third down.
Certain moments in the game you know are just a little bit bigger. Here's one of them. Big play. Lofts one high and deep. He's got him on the right side. Great job by the receiver to get the foot down.
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap.
They get him after he picked up 5 and got him inside the red zone down to the 16. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. They get him down after a 4-yard gain to the 6.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. This is one of those momentum turning points. If this defense can force a field goal attempt, that is a victory for them. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Well, 3rd and short, I think the offense was probably expecting blitz. That's why they dialed up the screen, but it did not fool the defense. Great job defending the screen, setting up 4th.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. He got it. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Moore. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. These are the games. These are the moments. This is the opportunity for the finish that people remember in rivalries like this one.
And those highlights that are shown for years and years to come. These big-time moments, Palmer, coming down to the wire, who steps up and makes the big-time play.
And this is why you lift the weights in the offseason. This is why you do all the gassers and all the sprints. For moments like this, game on the line in one of the biggest games of the year.
They'll snap it from the 26 on 1st down. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. The Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. He'll just keep slinging it. Puts him in the spin cycle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. Got a man. It's Gibson. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. They'll try to get it through the air. Fires to the right. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
And if you're the defense right now, you've given up some yards on this drive, but you've got a possession lead. You just need one more stop after that last incompletion setting up fourth down. Do you blitz? Do you try to speed up the QB? Let's find out and watch.
On the move at the 30. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a first down. They're in plus territory, and they've got a chance to win the game. This offensive coordinator is going to have to be creative. Time is winding down, and the offense has to move quickly. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. All the way down to the 15-yard line, it's first down. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high and wide on that one. After misfiring, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly. Into the end zone. It's caught. A touchdown. And now they're an extra point away from taking the lead.
And that drive right there is exactly what you dream about. That's how you want your offense to perform. Under a clutch situation, you take the ball down the field, get the score, and now an extra point away from taking the lead late in this ball game.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Remember, all they have to do is get it close enough for a field goal here. They'll throw it on first down. He's taking a deep shot. Fires the pass. Intercepted. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. Thought he had the huge play with the interception. Instead, nabbed for PI, and it'll be first down for this offense. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. He wants to throw. Coming after it. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. Quarterback checking off. On third down, going up top. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Well, they're down a possession, and they're on their own side of the 50, so they need a big one right here. They've just thrown 3 straight incompletions, but it just takes one. It just takes one big play down the field to all of a sudden get that momentum and that juice flowing again to give yourselves a chance to win.
The incomplete pass makes this series end in frustration as they turn it over on down.
Nice job by this defense in a clutch moment. You knew they were going to throw the football fourth down. Great coverage, break on the football, force the incompletion, and more importantly, you get the ball back to your offense with a chance to just run this clock and get out of here with a win.
They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. Looking for space, it's Gibson. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. And the running game has collapsed so far on this drive, and now it's third down. They'll try the run. Can't get him to the ground. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. This game always brings out the best in both teams, but today, Jesse, Texas' best was a little better.
And this is a win for them that's going to help their recruiting. Coaches are going to get paid for, but most importantly, David, Texas gets bragging rights for another whole year.
A whole year of bragging. And a whole year of telling OU fans, you're not as good as us. You can throw up the hook 'em horns. You can do it with pride. A lot on the line every year in the Red River Rivalry.
It may not be a crown, but it's a hat, and it is golden. In this latest edition of the Red River Rivalry, it goes to Texas. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Until next time, that'll do it for this edition of EA Sports College Football.